stay out of Riverdale.
This is so cool, Bart. We're just like Woodward and Bernstein.
Yeah, except their dad wasn't waiting in the car reading Archie comics.
Stuck-up Riverdale punks think they're too good for me.
So, Johnny, about 9 years ago, we did, it was actually the last Imaginary Stories. We did a mega Archie retrospective.
Mm-hmm.
So that audio is still out there. I'll put a link in the comments here on YouTube for anyone who wants to listen to it. Basically, this is my way of saying we're not going to go into like, well, this is how I got into Archie and da-da-da-da-da. If you want to hear that, yeah, if you want to hear that, it's all there. Because we got serious business to talk about this time. We're talking about two failed pilots for Archie, one from the 60s, 1964, and one from the 70s, 1976. They're on YouTube. They'll be linked in the description here on YouTube. So let's get right into it. Unless you have anything else to say at the beginning, Johnny.
No. We just want to. I think we just better open with. It's crazy that for so long they couldn't nail a live action Archie show. Yeah. There was lots of movies have been put into production. Nothing. All the TV shows, as we will see, did not work out until Riverdale.
Yep.
Until Riverdale, which in our second part we're going to talk some Riverdale. But I figure the way you make Archie successful, cross it with Twin Peaks. And, and put Greg Berlanti in charge because he's a big nerd.
Mm-hmm. Apparently there was a radio show that lasted 10 years.
Oh, the radio show was very popular.
Yeah, 1943 to 1953. I've never heard it. I mean, there's probably some on YouTube or in other places, I'm sure. But yeah, TV wise, I mean the cartoons.
Well,
we'll talk about the cartoons. This is actually going to be a two-parter because we have so much Archie to talk about. And in the next part, we'll be talking about the cartoons. And there was a lot of those, and they were, at least in the 60s and 70s, very successful.
Oh, very successful. I mean, well, down to the top 10 hits.
Yeah.
From the cartoon. The cartoons were amazingly successful, and there are a lot of them.
Yes.
A lot of them. Between Sabrina and Archie. And here's a little teaser because I found the clip. The Groovy Ghoulies, which was a Sabrina spinoff, which has the best theme song of any Saturday morning cartoon of all time. And I found a clip where it's in black and white, where the Groovy Ghoulies team up with the Warner Brothers characters, and the Ghoulies turn into live action actors. I saw it this afternoon. I thought I was tripping. I was like, what the fuck? A crossover between Warner Brothers and Filmation? It's insane.
That is insane. We'll have to look into that for sure.
I'm guessing Filmation did the Archies. I'm probably wrong. I think it was pre-Filmation.
That's it. I think Filmation did the Archies. It wasn't Hanna-Barbera, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so I think the only other option, but I'm not an expert. Maybe
you know what? We'll find out next time.
Yeah, we'll find out next time. This time, no cartoons, pure live action, folks. And wow, we got lots to talk about.
Shit.
Especially the 70s one is a trip, man.
It's bonkers.
But we got to go in chronological order. So we're going to talk about the 60s first. 1964. There was an earlier attempt in 1962 for a pilot, apparently called Life with Archie. That is totally lost. There's the cast is out there, maybe not the whole cast. We were talking just before we started recording. Frank Bank from Leave It to Beaver fame, who played Lumpy, was Archie in this 1962 pilot, and a lot of people comment on that was like a huge miscasting, just based on like his physical attributes. And the girl or woman who's playing Betty in the 64 pilot played her also in the 62 pilot. She was the only consistent presence in both of those pilots.
Well, and according to what little information had, Jughead as well. And apparently
Yeah.
that's also only part that guy's ever had ever.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. I have things to say about 1964 Jughead. But we're looking at right now 1964 Archie, and that was the name of the 64 show, just Archie. Guess his age, folks.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's supposed to be 16.
Well, so yeah, 16.
He's 33.
I think, yeah, or 32. Like, I think he was turning 33 that year. So, but still, 32. And the actor who plays Fred Andrews is 42. So there was only a 10-year difference. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't look 32 or 33. He doesn't.
No, he looks youngish. I mean,
he does look, I think he passes as a teenager, or at least a TV teenager.
I mean, the guy who played Dobie Gillis didn't really look like a teenager either, but
yeah, that's true. I mean, we judge it by today's like hyper realistic standards on everything, but it's just funny that he was that close in age to the actor playing his father. Anyway, what was his name? John Simpson.
John Simpson. We want to get started. I've got
Yeah.
some. Let's get started with the cast information.
Yeah, please.
He's John Simpson. He had what you'd say not a long career, but like at the end of his life, he pops up in something, or in the 80s out of nowhere. But he did this. He was one of the zombies in Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like a main zombie, or was there even really a main zombie?
There wasn't.
I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
And I just saw that he's a retired calculus teacher.
Yeah, and then I've also read that was maybe fake information.
Oh, really?
Information. Yeah.
Wait, Wikipedia is fucked up?
It's
for
the
IMDb?
Internet. You can put whatever you want, and unless you have somebody with knowledge out there to correct you, it can go.
What a strange thing to put in.
I know.
Out of nowhere like that.
I don't.
And I'll put this forward. He's not bad in that early 60s sitcom way. He's got it. He's got that shit nailed down. Who doesn't have anything nailed down is the guy who plays Jughead, Jerry Bright. And according to IMDb, the only thing he's listed for is this and the 62 pilot.
He had to be in his 30s too.
Definitely
pretty old.
I mean, he makes the Dead End Kids, the Bowery Boys, look like Olivier. It's wild. Betty is played by Cheryl Holdridge, who had a long career, more or less. She's a former Mouseketeer.
Yeah.
So she was one of the Mickey Mouse Club, and she, amongst a lot of these people, when you check that IMDb, they're in everything on TV in the 60s. Just one role here, one role there, but everything from, My Three Sons to the Westerns to all those shows. Veronica was played by Mickey Jameson. We see her here. She was in a few things as relating to our show. One episode of Wonder Woman in 1975.
Oh, cool.
Reggie is played by Wayne Adams, who has 4 total credits.
Yeah, very unknown.
And he was in one episode of the aforementioned My Three Sons. Mr. Weatherby, played by Roland Winters. Now, that's an IMDb that'll choke a horse.
Just give us the highlights.
Oh, the highlight? Oh, you know what the highlight is if you look. But his first part was an uncredited part in Citizen Kane.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
And earlier in his career, he was one of the many white Charlie Chans.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the most interesting thing about him, about his IMDb, I thought. Otherwise, he's just in everything. Just one of those guys.
Character actor.
My favorite. It's like I get so deep when I start doing the research and I find these character actors and I'm going, oh, I want to mention this. I'm like, nobody wants to hear me just list every 1960s television show as much as I want to. Miss Grundy. Now she's a name.
Okay.
She was famous. Played by Mary Grace Canfield, best known as Ralph Monroe, the all thumbs carpenter on Green Acres.
That's right. Yep.
She used to. I can't remember what her. When she'd enter a scene, she had a catchphrase that I can't remember, but
no.
it was like
I watched
howdy doody.
It
was like howdy doody, everybody, or something like that.
Watched a lot of those as a kid.
And Mrs. Finch, who's in this, not an Archie character, but she's one of the characters in this show, played by Harriet McGibbon, who was most famous as Mrs. Drysdale on the Beverly Hillbillies. And now we get the two heavy hitters that are on this show. First of all, Fred Andrews, played by William Shallert. And he has a career. It spans the decades. He was a president of the Screen Actors Guild. His most famous role is the dad in the Patty Duke Show.
Yep.
He was voted one of the top 50 TV dads of all time.
Wow.
From that. Definitely not from this show because he's crazy in this.
He's not a comic accurate Fred Andrews.
Not exactly. But also the worst psychologist since Jordan Peterson, apparently. He's a psychologist in this. But also, what I find the most interesting, and I knew this off the top of my head, he played Niz Barris in the Star Trek episode The Trouble with Tribbles. And many, many, many years later, on an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, my personal favorite Star Trek, and I remember he played Varani, a Bajoran musician, in the episode Sanctuary, which is one of my faves. And of course, Mary Andrews, Archie's mom, played by the one and only Jean Vanderpyle, best known as the voice of Wilma Flintstone.
Yeah.
And she was Rosie the robot on the Jeffersons. And as we were talking
Jetsons.
about Jetsons, the Jeffersons. They were the 11th at the 11th season. They got a robot made instead. They finally
desperate.
They finally fired Marla Gibbs for her big mouth, and they got a robot with a bigger mouth.
Canceled 5 episodes later.
Yeah, 5 episodes later. You can't find them on YouTube. But also, she did some screen work, but mainly just voice work. And she voiced almost every female character in the Hanna-Barbera cartoon universe. Like, you want to talk about rabbit holes that I could go down for hours? Like, I want to do a show just about these cartoons. Like, do you remember this? Some weird one with a seal and a polar bear. It was like called Slappy and Wappy or something shit like that. It's crazy. But that's your cast. It's pretty wild. You got all the young people are, not much of a career. I mean, the Mouseketeer, that's the biggest star.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, you've got two honest to God legends and Roland Winters, who, was a working actor of renown, man. That's the shit I love about doing this show is discovering these people. And it's my favorite thing. But when we get started there, Kel.
Yeah. And since we're a music loving show, we've got to start with the theme song from this pilot.
Archie!
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 That's me!
Archie, never see you napping. Things begin to happen when you appear. Archie, what are you up to now? Archie, never see you waiting. You are percolating, always in gear. Archie, you really come on like wow. Wow!
Not bad. Not bad.
It's not bad. It reminds me of the Patty Duke song.
Yeah.
Archie, Veronica wants to fuck you. She's got that sultry Archie going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she was the best of all the kids anyway, was Veronica.
Yeah, she wasn't bad. I like I said, I thought Archie himself was, given I've watched so many early 60s sitcoms. I was like, oh yeah, this guy, he was pouring on at the end of it. We'll get to it. He is channeling as much Mickey Rooney in the Andy Hardy movies as possible. He is doing Andy Hardy. And he's doing Andy Hardy. That's the one they don't show anymore.
You know, we're very progressive, but that's a bit too far, I think.
The Judy Garland estate has made sure that that's been buried deep. So the show starts. Fred and Mary are having breakfast, and Archie's still asleep. So apparently, there's a button that Archie strung down from his room for his mom to push to wake him up, and he's got like a Rube Goldberg machine. This totally made me think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, and in this universe, Archie is kind of not a genius, but he's like an inventor.
He's an inventor whose hero is Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. Was this based on anything from the comics? No,
not at all. It's completely brand new just for the show. It's insane. Yeah. But because his contraption is to fool them into thinking he's getting up, because it's having shoes make footsteps. There's music playing. There's a shower going, and Archie's dad does get in a line. He's trying to figure out what's going on up there. He's like, "Well, I know Archie doesn't drink." I was like, "What? What a fucking line!"
Oh, he started at 6 a.m. again.
I know he doesn't drink, Mary. Maybe it's the cocaine. He's hopped up on goofballs. So he goes up there and he catches Archie, and that's your fun opening before the music. And again, his dad is a psychologist, and they talk about this. Yeah. I was like, I kind of get it. They're probably like, okay, because again, Archie in the comic books, having a wise father to give him advice is not a thing in the comic book whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But that is a staple of television. We see it in this. We'll see it in the 70s one. He's got to have, especially in the 60s. And when it's Patty Duke's dad doing it, they're like, well, he has to be able to figure out the teenage mind. We got it. He's a psychologist.
Yeah. And the whole contraption would have saved him 10 minutes? Or gave him 10 minutes of extra sleep. Mm-hmm. And also, how did he sleep through the sound of the shoes? And
yeah, I know. It's a cacophony up there.
I know. And the punchline is, I needed more sleep because I stayed up until 4 a.m. making this contraption. Yeah. He's got a poster.
He has a poster of Benjamin Franklin.
Right.
Hanging
as
on
all
the wall.
The young, cool kids did in the 60s.
Uh-huh.
Benny, as they called him.
So there's going to be some dance, and we're in Mr. Weatherby's office. And here's the most interesting thing. I was going through the IMDb and reading some of the reviews. One that's an insane rant that I would have loved to have taken 10 minutes to actually read the entire thing here, but it's too much. Ask Travis, if this had been Gideon guys, he would have had to sit through me doing this entire fucking speech, but not going to do that. But what comes to is like, well, there's nothing different about this. It's just like every other early 60s sitcom. Mm-hmm. And I push back a little. Yeah, it may not be too comic book accurate, although actually the overall plot feels like something right out of an Archie comic, the fake computer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's that Mr. Weatherby is lost his goddamn mind. He's having conversations with an ethereal voice in his head that's him.
Yes.
He's developed a split personality. He's like Harvey Dent. And Archie has driven him so crazy that he's literally insane. And this is not just a joke once. Apparently, this was going to be part of the show if this got picked up to series, because it happens all throughout the show. That's bonkers. When I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is this? The voice is going like, well, come on, Weatherby, what do you think? And the voice can't make up its mind whether Archie's great or awful. It's
I don't think anyone involved in this consulted the comic books or had any knowledge really, other than like surface level teenage comedy, basically.
Oh yeah, completely. Like the song's the best part.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So they're in the hallway, and Veronica just happens to have the plans for her father's new electric computer machine that he has at his bank.
At the bank, yeah.
And so they're in class and they're goofing around. And of course, both Betty and Veronica want to take Archie to the dance. And Jughead says to Archie, like, gee, Arch, Rock Hudson don't have your kind of trouble. Yeah, no shit.
Oh, that's like the Bruce Jenner Stan Lee line.
So Archie gets sent to the office because he gets, I don't know, Reggie hits him in the back of the head with something. And while he's waiting in the lobby, Mrs. Finch, the aforementioned Mrs. Finch, she's the president of the PTA. And she's having a meeting with Mr. Weatherby. And she's very concerned because she wants great attendance at this dance. And she's concerned about the weird, shy kids who don't get laid at school. And she's very, very concerned about this. Archie hears all this, and he comes up with an idea. He's going to use the computer. Don't you love this, Kelly? I love what, before anyone really knew what computers were or what they did, just how magical they all were. It was just punch cards, and they were magical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Well, I'm no expert on early 60s TV, but it is interesting that they went with a computer angle for this, or gimmick for this show.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. This predates the Bat computer. Archie's the first comic book character on TV
there
in the
we
60s.
go.
So we cut to Archie dressed up like a carnival barker, and he's selling these computer cards for a nickel a piece. Nothing is brought up in this that Archie is making a side buck with this scheme.
But that's Archie.
Yeah. And he's got Betty and Veronica in their cheerleader outfits on stage, looking good.
Yes.
And so a whole bunch of hullabaloo goes on, and Reggie sticks his nose into it, and it all ends up with, oh yeah, Veronica says you can't use the computer if you take Betty to the dance, because that's who Archie was taking.
Yeah.
So he's got to break it off with Betty, and then Reggie gets in Veronica's ear, and she breaks up. So Archie gets slapped in the face twice. And I love that they didn't show it.
No.
Both times the joke was, well, we're going to walk behind the stage.
Yeah.
You know, we can't have a slapping on TV. That's
violent. I'm wondering if that was like a TV controversy thing.
I would imagine so. I imagine if she actually slapped him, they'd think that was too
much.
Too much for this. What this is supposed to be.
Yeah, well, I don't think you saw much slapping probably anywhere at that.
Turn on. Let me tell you something. We have this channel here called Me TV. It's the best. It's the king of the broadcast rerun channels.
Yeah. It's in Canada too.
Oh, you got to get. So every Saturday or even during the day, there's just nothing but Westerns. And yes, women are slapping men left and right, and vice versa.
I guess, well, that was the Wild West, you know. You're allowed to do that.
Not in Riverdale, not in a fine, upstanding young American town like
Riverdale, USA.
Riverdale, USA, which that's something they have in common with The Simpsons, right? We don't know what state they're in.
No.
But
although Northeast, well, I guess for the Riverdale show from
the show's Northeast. Yes. Yeah. I'm talking the comic book, because much like The Simpsons, it's everywhere. Because there's a beach, but I think they go skiing too.
Yeah.
And
there's definitely, it looks like California at times with all the beach scenes.
Yeah, I always assumed it was in California, especially after reading this Christian Archie comics, because there was lots of hippies in vans. So we'll be getting to that later.
Oh, we got hippies and vans coming up, folks.
Oh boy. Hey, if you want to hear two middle-aged guys talk about the Archie gang and hippies and vans, and one of the hippies being one of the biggest stars on the show, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So now Archie's dateless. So Big Titty Grundy, do you see those honkers? Holy moly! She hid those on Green Acres.
I guess so.
with her overalls, but she is stacked and she wants to fuck Mr. Weatherby.
Yeah.
And
Yes, she does.
I don't think there was ever any sexual tension in the comics between Ms. Grundy and Weatherby.
Think so. And like you could say the Miss Grundy from the 64 pilot kind of looks like a stereotypical lesbian.
With the short haircut. Well, that was kind of the joke on Green Acres. That's the joke they were going for.
Yeah, because she always had short hair, and that was definitely coded as.
Well, and so she also like played her twin brother.
Right.
Her name was Ralph on the show.
Yes, Ralph. So yeah,
well, I mean, there was definitely a look. I'm sure her and Miss Hathaway used to hit the town together, trying to get some push.
But then you had Shirley MacLaine, who's
Well, you Shirley MacLaine, I know, but you remember Miss Hathaway. I mean, I think how many people watched the Beverly Hillbillies, and that's the first time they knew what a lesbian was. I don't know what it means, but she's one of those, right?
Well, Shirley MacLaine did play a lesbian in the Children's Hour, so I stand corrected on my statement.
See, one way or another, we're going to get to talking about lesbians on this show every single time. It's the fantasy masterpieces guaranteed. That's how you get the ratings, boys.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So Archie and Jughead build a fake computer, and they get caught by Archie's dad, who they're committing fraud. And Archie's dad, the esteemed psychologist, says, Archie's like, well, I guess you're going to yell at me, Dad. He's like, you know what? I think it's great. I think you're doing a good thing, son. So you're lying a little bit. The end results are good. I'm like, he's awful. What a terrible human being. So they go to the school, and they got the fake computer, and they're putting in their cards, and they're matching up Jughead's matching up all the kids. And he matches himself up with Buffy, a total smoke show. Invented.
And that's another difference here, is that Jughead is girl crazy.
Yes. Bringing that up, it is so funny. I remember when Riverdale came out and seeing some people really complain that Jughead was into girls because they're like, well, he was a representative for the ace community. And I was like, okay, I could see that, but that was definitely never the intention. And they've already, in the comics, when every time they did, well, here's the Archie gang grown up. Yeah, Jughead's into chicks now. It's not that huge of it's shocking. Now, no. Jughead in the 70s is not interested in girls at all. Well,
no, not at all. See. Yeah, for the tone of the Riverdale show, it made total sense.
It made total sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense for him to be.
How are you going to have one of those characters who wasn't fucking? Everyone was fucking.
Yeah.
Archie fucked Miss Grundy.
In the first episode, right?
Yeah, well, she wasn't the real Miss Grundy, remember? We found out later.
Okay.
She either murdered the real Miss Grundy, and all you ever saw of Miss Grundy was a newspaper headline with a picture of the real Miss Grundy, and they scoured the internet to find a woman who actually looked just comic book accurate as Miss Grundy.
No, I'd forgotten all about that.
Oh, yeah. Except for the weird, long, pointy nose that disturbed me as a child.
Yes. Yeah. No, she was basically the anti-woman of women.
I don't know. I mean, Mr. Weatherby, that long nose that goes right up. It goes right up Mr. Weatherby's pooper.
Yeah,
not too. It's and she's lapping his balls from behind.
I have a collection. I believe I brought this up on MTT of Tijuana Bibles.
Oh, right. Oh, we should do a whole show on Tijuana Bibles.
And there is an Archie poolside orgies scene that goes on for like a dozen pages.
Oh wow, we're gonna show.
I don't think Miss Grundy and Weatherby are in it though, unfortunately.
They're in the background somewhere.
Little Jinx is though. I can tell you.
Oh, Little Jinx isn't okay. So that's really fucked up.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know if I should have admitted that on.
Hey,
nobody's watching this.
They come from Tijuana. It's not your fault.
Got it at a used bookstore. It's totally legit.
In Tijuana. So everyone's getting laid at Riverdale High. These kids are having a great time. Each one of these nerds, the girls are super into him. Archie's doing a good thing. But Reggie, he snitches on Archie. And Weatherby drags to the office, and Weatherby's yelling at Archie. He's yelling at himself. He's arguing with his head and Archie at the same time. And this is when Archie turns on the syrupy, overly saccharine charm, like, gee, Mr. That I was like, oh, this is Mickey Rooney. This is doing Mickey Rooney.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what this is. I mean, it's not good acting.
No.
But I've seen it a million times. I know that style of television acting from the late 50s, 60s, because I watched so much of this shit growing up. Pre-cable in America, and also having as many channels as I had, as you well know, Kelly.
Yes.
I just grew up watching
TV.
nothing but stuff from the 50s and the 60s constantly.
Yeah, I saw a lot from the 60s, but 50s, not so much. I think that had already kind of cycled out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Not to digress too much, but this could be a topic for an upcoming show. Did you get the 50s Lone Rangers ever?
Not that I can recall, no.
Okay. Oh, we did. That was awesome.
Yeah, it very well could have been on. Like, I remember the cartoon from the early 80s, and they had a toy line that I was briefly into, because they were always advertised on the back covers of comic books.
The movie that was a big flop, and they had a
big flop. I've never seen it, but yeah, legendary flop.
Then the legendary lawsuit between the owners of the owners and the guy who played him on TV, who was still making appearances, and he wasn't allowed to wear a mask by injunction. He couldn't wear a mask. So his name was Clayton Moore, and he would make the talk show rounds, talk about this, wearing dark sunglasses. That was all he was allowed to wear.
But that gimmick, man.
But again, one last thing, Lone Ranger. While I didn't like the Western TV shows growing up, but the Lone Ranger felt like a superhero.
Yeah, it basically was. Yeah.
So Mr. Weatherby's convinced that Archie did a good thing. We cut to the dance. Mr. Weatherby's walking in. It looks like he's hooking up with a student for a second. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Until Ms. Grundy and Mrs. Finch take Mr. Weatherby. And so Mr. Weatherby is going to have a good night.
And there's also Miss Kenny, his secretary.
Oh, that's who it was. It was his secretary.
That Archie flirts hard with at one point.
That's right. I totally thought the sexy tension between the secretary and Archie.
Yeah.
But another character we forgot to mention is when they were passing out the cards, there was a shy girl named Mildred. And she ran away, and Archie's out there, and Veronica outside the dance. He's surveying all the happy kids walking in while also hiding for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah. Why is he hiding from Jughead? That guy?
Why was he hiding from Jughead? I could not figure it out. Now he was hiding from Betty and Veronica. That made sense.
That made sense.
Kelly, they're going to the dance with two real drips, two real losers, and Archie comes upon Mildred hiding in the bushes.
Yes.
And he's got a very sweet talk with this poor girl who's so embarrassed. And he's just a genuinely nice guy. He's like, well, come on, Mildred. Don't ruin my evening. Let's go in. Well, when you put it that way, Archie? Well, what other way would I put it, Mildred? Come on. And then, Archie, you're going to fuck Mildred later. Archie now.
Yeah, pretty much. Mildred was not bad looking.
Oh no, she's a smoke show. I've seen her IMDb picture is stunning. She also not a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's either feast or famine sometimes when I'm looking up these actors.
Yeah, especially the younger ones usually don't, except with one major exception in the 1976 pilot that we'll be talking about. Yeah, this was better than I thought it was going to be, but still nothing special. Jughead in particular was like so off-brand that it was offensive to me. Betty and Veronica, especially Veronica, they were good. You know, for a 1964 casting, I thought they nailed Veronica. Reggie was totally nondescript, and also
Nothing.
probably 35 to 40.
He had he had all the charisma of a guy with 4 IMDb credits.
Yeah. And like we've said, and especially you, Archie was good, but I mean the whole thing with him being this inventor and
and they bring up the Ben Franklin thing again
multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. It's so weird. Like, okay, someone looked at the comics and like, oh, let me look at this shit. Throws it over his shoulder. Listen, we want a psychiatrist. The kid's got to have a hero. Ben Franklin.
Yeah,
that's it. He's an inventor.
Yeah. The inventor thing was totally like. I mean, that's kind of Dilton Doiley's thing in a way. I thought when it first started, I thought, well, are they going to reveal that Dilton had made this contraption for him to
you were giving this way too much credit.
I know. But it did cross my mind briefly at the beginning.
They literally kept the core 4 kids. No one else.
There's no Moose. Or
Midge or
definitely
no Chuck.
No Chuck. But to be fair, he hadn't been introduced in the comic books yet. So.
That's why.
This is I mean, we're talking about the 60s. This was pre like Kirk kissing Uhura and all that, and Bill Cosby being on I Spy, all that, right? Pretty white.
I love how you mentioned 2 very important things that happened in the entertainment industry, one by a wonderful human being and one by one of the worst. It's very impressive.
Well, we all
because you know what, Michelle Nichols, what a bitch.
I will not hear you say a bad word about Bill Cosby, sir.
What? Wait, hold on. I didn't hear anything. What happened?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
just a few things. Yeah.
So are we canceling our Fat Albert episode?
Yeah, it's too bad because that was a kick-ass cartoon.
Speaking of great theme songs.
Yeah, great theme songs. Yeah. So I think we've said enough about the 1964 Archie because we got lots to say, I'm sure, about the 1976 Archie. So it aired December 19th, 1976, right before Christmas. Little bit of trivia is that David Caruso was originally cast as Archie. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I couldn't. I just couldn't find anything much. I was doing IMDb and Wikipedia doesn't have anything, and that's as deep as I went. So there's a good article from Mark Evanier. Really? Oh, I gotta read that.
He was a consultant on this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
he
amazing.
was working on Welcome Back, Kotter at the time, and it was produced by the same people, and he was known around the office or whatever as the comic book guy.
Yeah,
recruited him into this, and that's the one article I found online was from his blog, and David Caruso was originally cast, but this is not a surprise, he had a falling out with the producers before they filmed the pilot, obviously. But in a funny little twist, his name, they didn't switch for the publicity for when they were hyping the show. So when they did the initial ads, and I think even in the TV guide, Caruso was listed as Archie.
That's funny.
Because they just changed that.
He was completely unknown at the time as well.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he maybe had a couple credits at that point.
I mean, like when someone told me like, yeah, David Caruso's in First Blood, I was like, wait, he is? I've seen that movie like 20 times. I didn't realize he's one of the sheriffs.
Oh, real? Yeah, I didn't know that either.
There you go.
Well, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I've seen it several times. So here's your cast. This was from, I believe this may have been from a TV guide, this ad, or Variety or something like that. Archie, played by, Johnny, do you have the...
Dennis Bowen, who the only other thing of note he did was a recurring role on Welcome Back, Kotter as some nerdy guy.
Yeah, I think 5 episodes at least.
Something like that, yeah.
We have, of course, Betty and Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica, not too well known.
No, so unknown that I didn't write her down because there's too many characters and some of them were interesting.
Let me see. Where's her name here? Hillary Thompson was Veronica Lodge.
She was a model more than anything else, I believe.
Yeah, and she does actually. She resembles the 1964 Veronica, kind of similar look, dark eyes, of course. Definitely in her 20s. Not a teenager. None of these actors are anywhere close to being a teenager. But the actress who played Betty, Johnny, of course, goes on to bigger and better things.
Oh yeah, Audrey Landers, who was in like Audrey Landers and her sister Judy were in everything in the 70s and early 80s. But Audrey Landers played Afton Cooper on Dallas.
Yes.
For like 82 episodes. So, and it cannot be overstated how big Dallas was at the time.
No, it was pretty much one of the top, I'd say top 5 shows of the 80s.
Oh, definitely. Like Who Shot JR? Like I wasn't even watching it. I was too young. My mom watched it, but I'd be in bed already.
Mm-hmm.
And but we were in the 4th grade, and people were talking, who shot JR? And like some girls go, I think it was so and so, and I'm just kind of nodding my head, like, oh, whatever. And it was everywhere, and I remember that was when, if my mom had the TV on a Friday night, it's going to be Dallas. She very rarely had shows that she insisted on watching. That's why I didn't get to watch Police Squad. On its first run because it was opposite Dallas. Luckily, they reran it in the summer.
Yeah, I didn't see it until I believe it was the second Naked Gun movie, Naked Gun 2.5, came out. They played it that summer, the whole run on whatever channel, NBC or whatever.
It sucks. You cannot find them anywhere. You can't,
really?
They're not streaming anywhere. They're not on YouTube. It's so yeah. So someone has the hookup, let us know.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then Jughead.
All right, so Jughead. Oh, I wrote it down here, and I must have forgot to type it up. I forgot his name, but I do remember this about him. He definitely wrote his own IMDb. Because it's
Daryl Murray.
Yeah, Daryl Murray. He makes sure to mention that he taught at the Lee Strasberg School and all these schools and just tons of this shit.
Yeah, 25 years. Taught at the prestigious Lee Strasberg Theater and Film.
Yeah, he wrote this, by the way.
Yeah, and the picture, he has a profile picture, and he looks quite young and hunky here.
Oh yeah, totally. But the only part
rugged beard.
Yeah, you might have it right there, but the only thing he really he worked, but he appeared as a character named Mario on a couple episodes of Happy Days, and when they spun off into Joni Loves Chachi. So he was on Joni Loves Chachi for, I guess, its run.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's his claim to fame, that and this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even says he wrote the biography at the end. So he's not, it's all up front. He's not hiding it. But yeah, it's an extensive
well, that's
4 or 5 paragraph biography.
It's wild for the guy on the guy from Joni Loves Chachi.
He's looking good. I don't know how old that picture is that's on IMDb, but he looks, he may have been not too old at this time.
He's not terrible in this, if you know what I mean. He knows what he's doing, because this is a children's show and he's playing this character. And I know I kind of liked Jughead as a wisecracking at the time I couldn't tell. Is he Jewish or is he Italian? Either way, he's like the ball buster of the group.
Yeah. Very nasally voice, kind of annoying. The
A
voice.
little bit. Yeah, come on, gang. It's time for Archie to give Veronica his birthday present.
Yeah, he's pretty goody two
Yeah.
shoes. Jughead should always have a bit of an edge to him.
I thought he had a
Subversive
little bit. He had some attitude.
Well, I'll agree to disagree on that.
Okay. Okay, here's the thing. When let's peel the curtain back a little. Last night I started watching this and we start texting and you're like, I'm watching it too. And you're immediately like, this is the worst piece of shit I've ever fucking seen. and then when Two Gummy Johnny had kicked in, I was like, this is my favorite thing I've seen in a long goddamn time. So
well, once the music kicks in, then it's
your mileage may vary, but it's on YouTube. I highly recommend it.
The
And
music
emphasis
is
on the high.
Yeah, the music is prime. It's so bad, it's good.
Here's his name. I did write down Mario Mastorelli. And here's how much an impact that made on me. You know me in Happy Days. I don't remember this motherfucker at all. And I remember everything from Happy Days.
Yeah, the very end. Yeah, I mean, most of the Happy Days I've seen in reruns are from the 70s. So.
Here's a since we're talking Happy Days on Prime. They like every season of Happy Days. I'm like, awesome, and I was like, gonna flip those, I'm like, but they're not complete whatsoever. Season one's not there. Season 6, 5 episodes. And first I'm like, it must be a music rights thing.
Yeah.
But then all the way like the final season where they weren't playing any copyrighted music at that point. They're not up there because I felt like watching the final episode the other day while I was vacuuming. Anywho.
Oh well.
It's touching. Oh, we'll talk about it another time.
Yeah.
Very touching. So who's next?
The only one left is Moose, who in this picture looks like the skipper from Gilligan's Island.
A little bit. A little bit. He looks a lot better in this picture than he does on this show. Moose on the show is brain damaged, or he's developmentally disabled. This actor is kind of playing him developmentally disabled.
I guess, but not in a sympathetic way. Just like he's
dumb.
He's dumb as shit.
He's just dumb as shit. Well, he's sympathetic in the first sketch because he's like, if he's this dumb, how did he make it through life? He wasn't this dumb in the comics.
Yeah, and it's totally inconsistent on how dumb he is. Because at one moment he's like, he can say, something intelligent, but then the other one he doesn't know the difference between like an A and a D. Like,
yeah,
like, totally.
I got it.
Totally
he's like, I got a C, Archie. That's a D, Moose.
Yeah, like he can't. Well, he's obviously dyslexic, I guess.
Definitely, he's got some learning disabilities. He was dropped on his head as a baby. I saw this guy. This guy's IMDb. He did play one of the aliens in V. So hats off. I love fucking V. So I've got
a lot of pictures of him as I'm assuming this is quite recent. The pictures on IMDb, yeah, because he's an old man with a goatee, or like a Van Dyke, I guess.
Yeah, but he hasn't done much. He had like 5 credits.
But he also must have heavily probably edited his own IMDb to add all these pictures. There's a lot of shots of him from, I would guess, like the last couple of years or
That's
so.
pretty great. I mean, imagine that, he has a career doing whatever. He's probably happily married and retired. And good, but he's like, I have an IMDb. He's smart. He's like, I'm gonna make sure I look pretty fucking good on this.
Well, yeah, you can't just be like a circle and the generic thing.
Well, you gotta, but you also have to pay if you're.
Okay. Well,
yeah, like okay. So Ben Rogers, who's one of the Action Boys podcast, and he works in Hollywood, has for quite some time. He won't pay. His IMDb photo was a picture of just his shoulder from some scene, and he refused to. He refused to pay them to use a good picture.
That's funny.
So I've got some notes on the rest of the cast. If you don't mind here. So Mr. Weatherby was played by Byron Webster. Again, just what a resume of everything from the 60s and 70s. But of note, in one shots, but 3 Quincy's. 3 Quincy's. That's
not bad.
I love me some Quincy, so fantastic. Midge this was such a fun discovery because the actress who plays Midge, she has like 3 lines and she plays them like she's insane. And her name is Susan Blue. She's a voice acting legend that I've never heard of.
Yeah. Extensive credit.
Yes. And voice director, much like Andrea Romano, who we all know. I must have read Susan Blue's IMDb for an hour. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, look at this. Yeah. All these, but into the 90s and stuff, Bobby's World.
Oh, into the 21st century.
It's still going.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. She's probably the most successful of this entire cast, I would say.
Unless you want to consider Gordon Jump.
I would say she's more successful than Gordon Jump. And so let's go to
more successful, but not as well known, obviously.
I don't know. That Maytag, those Maytag ads probably paid pretty good. But let's talk about Gordon Jump. The big guy himself from WKRP, he plays Fred Andrews.
Yeah.
And this is before KRP, though.
Yes.
But he was a very well-known character actor at the time. He even wears the pencil-thin mustache like Archie's dad.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, he's definitely comic book accurate, Fred Andrews.
So Susan Blue, again, the 2 names I wanted to point out, she was RC in Transformers and Mrs. Featherby in DuckTales, 2 of my faves.
Oh, cool.
Little Jinx is in this. I forgot Little Jinx is in this. And as everyone knows, Little Jinx was not technically in the Archie universe, but she was in the Archie comics in little one-page things.
Yeah.
And she's played by Michelle Stacy, who got a lot of work as a kid. Most famously, she's the little girl in Airplane who says, "I like my coffee black, like my men."
Yeah. And that was her last role, apparently. She retired from acting after that.
Well, how do you top that? It's one of it's one of the funniest lines in one of the funniest movies of all time.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Mr. Lodge, played by longtime character actor with one of the great names, Whit Bissell. Whit Bissell's been in everything. Speaking of everything, I don't know. This may, as far as success goes, Mrs. Lodge is played by Amzie Strickland. She has 279 credits, started in 1937, and her first 40 credits are uncredited in just everything in late 30s, golden age of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Through everything, all the way up to she's in Pretty Woman.
Wow.
And one of the last things she ever did was 2 episodes of ER. This is a career. It's wild.
Yeah. She came off as very accomplished, professional.
Totally yes.
And Mr. Lodge was way too old to be the father of Veronica. He's like 80 or seems to be. He's like, "Hey, can't you help me up the stairs?"
Oh, he was drunk, remember? That's why
I guess, but he comes off as being so old and decrepit.
Okay. Speaking of Mr. Lodge, we'll go on. So we'll talk about it a little bit later, but I did actually try to sit through the Archie made-for-TV movie from 1990 this afternoon to Riverdale and back.
Yeah.
Because of that clip I sent you.
Yeah.
And I made it about 20 minutes in, and it's dull.
Yeah.
It's awful, but it's just dull. It's the epitome of 1990 made-for-TV movie.
Right.
But Mr. Lodge in this is evil, and he's played by James Noble, who was the governor on Benson.
Interesting.
It's very interesting because I watched Benson, and the governor on Benson was one of the great, gentle, nice men of TV history. So to watch him playing a total piece of shit villain was like striking to me. I was like, oh, that's weird. That's unsettling.
I saw that when it aired. It was called Return to Riverdale.
No, it's called To Riverdale and Back.
Okay, I saw it the night that it aired. Like
you did. Okay.
Yep, I knew it was coming up. And then I also had the comic book adaptation, which was illustrated by Gene Colan of all people.
Okay, my least favorite of the classic Marvel artists.
Yeah, I mean, I've come to really like Gene Colan, especially for Tomb of Dracula in the 70s. I understand that he's, you know, he's got his own vibe that didn't really fit with Marvel, but yeah, he did the adaptation of Return to Riverdale or to Riverdale and back.
That's why Gene Colan is one of the guys who I realize his greatness. I just don't care for it.
Yeah, as a kid, I didn't like it because it was
Yeah.
too different from the Kirby aesthetic. But like I said, like I went through all of Tomb of Dracula a few years ago. And
He
it's
totally fits
fucking
anything
awesome.
horror.
Yeah,
Right?
like that was he was born to do
Yeah.
Dracula.
But I remember that short-lived DC series. Was it Night Patrol or well, you know what I'm talking about.
It was the same creative team as Tomb of Dracula. Oh god damn it, I'm blanking on it.
And I remember getting the free copies of it and wanting to like this, but I couldn't get past the art.
I read that too. It's no Tomb of Dracula. It has like it switches.
I love that you know what
tonal.
I'm talking about, but neither of us can remember the title.
I know it's night.
We'll get to it. Duke, put it in the comments for us, pal.
Yeah, please.
We got to get to this show, and of course, Bill Mooney is in this as Larry. And I remember seeing Bill Mooney's in this, and I watched it last night. And I was like, "Where the fuck?" And I started scrubbing my way through it because I couldn't sit through all. This thing's an hour. This was an hour-long special, and it's awful.
Yes.
And I didn't realize who Bill Mooney was playing until I scrubbed through it again today. I'm like, oh, he's that guy. I thought he was going to be one of the teenagers.
Yeah, if you're wondering who Larry is, he's not an Archie comics character.
No, he's not.
We'll
get to it. We'll get because that's the funniest thing in this fucking episode is the name of the band. It's the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some of the music. I've quite a few.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Few clips. This is the song they use at the beginning and the end, but this is from the end of the show. I thought it was a bit better.
I
just call it
bonkers.
It's just labeled as teenager.
It's teenagers.
Yeah.
Archie, brought to you by Oscar Mayer and Company.
Oscar Mayer.
Yeah, Oscar Mayer was the sponsor of this show.
Archie, brought to you by Oscar Mayer.
And then it would cut to the studio of them playing, like a typical 70s.
Yeah, but this was all like real life footage of real life teens in the 70s, like hanging out in the park and shit, and it felt very real. And then every now and then they cut to the Archie characters, like 29-year-old men dressed up like 1950s teenagers.
Yeah. So you get the band playing in a studio, and then interspersed with like documentary footage of some high school in LA. Probably.
It's like Degrassi Junior High in the 70s.
Yeah, in the 70s, you got kids on skateboards, it's like Dogtown and Ski Boys for a moment there. The girls are all cute.
feathered hair everywhere.
Short shorts. Boys all have longish hair, if not outright long hair.
There's a lot of basketball going on.
Yeah.
So it's somewhat urban, as well.
Mostly white. There's maybe I saw one Asian girl. But it's
it was the 70s, John. Pretty soon we're going to be saying, it was the 2020s, Kelly. Never change.
But this is the theme of the show.
Yeah, it is, but I also wondered, was it also the theme for, because this wasn't billed as the Archie show. It was the ABC Saturday comedy special. And they had a bunch of these, apparently. They had, a lot of them were animated. They did a whole bunch of animated ones. And you try to look this up, and you have to look up ABC Saturday Night Comedy Special, and was this.
Okay, so it was like a rotating, maybe a lot of backdoor pilots, or not backdoor pilots, but like soft pilots or whatever.
It might have been, but I mean, when did this air again?
December 19th, 1976.
Okay, so around Christmas time, which is crazy, because I would have pegged this for summer fill-in shows back in when we had those.
Right.
You know, in
Yeah.
the 70s were full of. That's why my mind is full of shows I saw one episode of that I swear existed, because it was the summertime and they'd put out the pilots and the stuff that, you know, will give it a shot, but it never goes anywhere. Like this.
Yeah. I guess some shows would have been maybe on a break at this point, but who knows? I don't know. There's probably info out there on what rating it pulled.
Yeah.
I should have researched that
It
to
feels
compare it.
Yeah, everything about this back in the day of the 3 networks. And I was growing up, and like I said, I was 6 years old at this time. So the quick bits of ads and the Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley ad. If you knew the general tone, even as a kid, of the 3 networks, this is such an ABC project.
Okay.
This is ABC all the way. This would not have been on NBC. It definitely would not have been on
Right.
CBS.
Not on the Tiffany network.
Not on the Tiffany network whatsoever. And it would have been on NBC either at the time.
Right.
ABC
was kind of the blue collar network.
It's cheesier
Okay.
and everything. That's where Happy or
Happy
Family. That's where Wonderful World of Disney was. It's where Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, $6 Million Man. But also Aaron Spelling made his empire over there with terrible shit. ABC had its own vibe. They all did.
Mhm.
They all had their CBS felt serious.
Right.
NBC felt kind of serious, and ABC felt goofy.
Okay. And they also had Monday Night Football. I mean, they were doing quite well in the 70s. NBC was the one that was in the
NBC was it. Well, Happy Days helped save ABC, because for a long time ABC was nothing, and that and football, and NBC was in the gutter. But we watched a ton of NBC because we were just an NBC family for the news, and then we'd switch over to CBS for certain shows. And I would insist on ABC to watch Happy Days, basically.
Right.
Otherwise, we didn't really watch anything on ABC.
CBS had such a killer lineup with All in the Family and Mary Tyler Moore and all those shows.
Why is Moose in a Charlie Brown shirt? In the show, Kelly?
I almost forgot. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, that had to be intentional. So we'll get into the show. It's to give it credit and what it has, what it excels at more so than the 1964 show is it's structured like an Archie comic, and there's like 4 mini stories like an Archie comic that would have 4 or 5, 6, whatever. Mini, like every Archie story was only at most like 6, 7, 8 pages. Nothing was ever too long, with some exceptions. But so the show is 4 basically 10-minute long skits, little stories, and the first one is about Moose having to cram for the big history exam, or else he's going to be off the football team.
Yes, and says when we first introduced the characters, and like Moose is dumb. Reggie is supposed to be some kind of upper class guy. He's like,
yes, like totally, yeah.
And this guy, this guy cannot maintain the accent. He's trying to do like a posh accent guy, boys, and he can't maintain it all the time. So sometimes, and then he turns around and pulls that, because he's got all these ways for Moose to cheat, and Archie's like, no way, and he pulls out a Hawaiian shirt with the answers on it, and suddenly Reggie's very gay, and this guy's accent, his Reggie accent, is all over the place. It's bonkers. I've been saying bonkers a lot because that's what this is. This show's nuts.
And he's also approximately 58 years old.
Yeah, he's got to be 32 years old. He kind of looks like the guy who played Lloyd Braun on Seinfeld.
Yeah, he looked familiar. I thought when I looked into his IMDb that he'd have like more obvious.
I thought, well, this guy definitely got work. Nope. Speaking of Lloyd Braun, he played Betty's asshole boyfriend on To Riverdale and back.
Oh wow! Oh, it's all connected.
So, Oh, so Jughead again, he's eating, of course, and he's the
they got
wise
that.
ass. Archie is like dollar store Ron Howard. I mean,
Yeah,
in every way. He's trying to be Richie Cunningham.
Yeah.
They are going for the Richie Cunningham vibe. And I can't, okay, I mentioned this to Kelly before we started. I have like a source memory of this existing at the age of 6. And I don't think I watched it. I think I remember that happened, because the fact that this is an hour long is nuts. Yeah. Because even if it is a pilot, this sort of thing would only be a half hour long. So whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember this existed. And I saw stills. I might have seen an ad for it as a kid. And I was fascinated because I was 6 years old. I'm learning how to read. My parents put comics in my hands, and Archie's were very easy to read. And I hated immediately. You said I knew I was going to be a little nerd. That Archie has this red shirt that's just got a little white A on his chest. And I was like, well, that's not comic book accurate. That thing sucks. And he's wearing this here. I was like, no. They get more comic book accurate later, but his little A on his red shirt is just, it bothers me to no end. It's
Right.
me being nuts about the silliest little thing.
It's like he's the assistant captain on a hockey team.
Yes. There you go. Thank you.
To use my Canadian skills here.
Yes. Oh, and the hairdos are both 70s fucking hairdos.
Yeah, exactly. Like Archie in the comics, his hairdo never changed no matter the era. It was always the same, more or less. Maybe a bit of a change from the 40s, but once he got to the 50s, it was the same. But here, yes, this is definitely 70s.
Well, speaking of happy, it all leads back to Happy Days. I remember noticing that as a kid. I'm like, okay, Happy Days at this point is supposed to be the early 60s, and they just gave up, and all the guys dressed and had hairdos, with the exception of the Fonz, like it was 1981.
Right.
Richie and Ralph and Potsy all had modern day hairdos and clothing. It stood out.
Yeah.
Before they sent Mouth and Cunningham to the army, to Korea, to Pork Chop Hill.
It's one of the, I wouldn't say failings, but in Star Wars, especially the original Star Wars, everyone is so 1977 in their hairstyles that it's, it forever dates that picture. And it's like, whoa, who knew that, in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, everyone was in the 1970s, apparently.
Well, it's very arid on Tatooine. Maybe that just, Okay, so the Karen Moose has to cheat. We don't have to go through the plots of these things, really.
No, let's get going.
Yeah, Mrs. Grundy is dressed like Mrs. Claus, or Miss Grundy is dressed like Mrs. Claus. Archie has to go to the. So Archie gets caught with a note that Reggie's passing, and he gets sent to the office. Mr. Weatherby looks like the Penguin. Like when he first appears,
and I read apparently Gordon Jump was first cast as Mr. Weatherby.
That would make sense.
Yeah, and before I watched this, I thought that's who he was playing, just based.
So did I.
But they couldn't find a good they couldn't find a good Fred Andrews, so they decided that he had to play Fred Andrews instead of Mr. Weatherby. Something like that.
Well, all I know is when Gordon Jump walks into the office, he's not just annoyed that he was pulled from work to go to the principal's office in the middle of the workday. It felt like Gordon Jump was annoyed being in this piece of shit.
Yeah, maybe he already had the script for WKRP in his hands. It's like, let's just make this a failure.
It's something like this when suddenly someone walks on who's actually good. It blows your mind. You're like, oh,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
What
No,
the
he's
fuck?
Clearly a cut above.
And so he's like, Archie would never cheat, not my boy. Up? Is he mobbed up? He's like, well, Archie knows who did it. He should squeal. And he's like, he goes, we have a code here at Riverdale. And he's like, this code of yours says he's got a rat on a friend. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It's nuts. And Moose saves the day. He brings in Reggie, who admits to his crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the middle bits, the cartoon bits.
Right.
Because there's the band, and they do these bizarre bits where it's a cartoon panel.
Yeah.
And what one character is the actor comes to life.
Yeah.
It's awful. But there's one with Little Jinx, and it's just her face. Like the other ones, like it's the whole actor. There's just that little girl's face on the cartoon.
Yeah.
And it's the shit nightmares are made of.
Yeah, you can see they were trying. Like, how can we make this more like a comic book? You know, it was a noble attempt, I guess.
I loved it. I love the funky jams that this band is throwing down.
Yeah, let's get back to the music. This is maybe the peak of the show. So it starts with one of these bumpers where it's Moose and Archie at the pool admiring all the fine ladies, and then it leads into the next song by this band, and I've just called it The Music. Because that's all it is. That's all they say. So here we go. And yeah, pay attention to Moose's dialogue.
Oh yeah, it's something.
Wow, look at all the girls, Moose.
I am.
Every year they wear less bathing suit, more skin.
I can't wait for next year.
And here, that's where it freezes on that image. Right. Sorry, I just have to pause it first. And Archie goes. And then you can't see him, but Sam's there. Because they're by the water, so there's piranhas there.
Wow, look at all the girls, Moose.
Okay, so we'll have to go through this again, but Johnny's going to be laughing for a while. We got to get to the music.
I can't wait for next year.
Yeah.
That's me just to hear that every night.
Yeah. If you just looked at this, you can let your imagination run wild what Archie's hands are doing.
Oh yeah.
And then we have we've talked about the group. So here's the lead singer.
Oh yeah, you got a shot of the keyboard player?
No, I didn't. I should have. Like a little young guy, kind of.
No, he's a dude. He looks like the midget from Twin Peaks.
Okay, there you go.
Jamming on the keyboard in one of these outfits. This show tell you what, this show was a huge hit in the Black Lodge. Went on for seasons. Agent Cooper had to sit and watch seasons of this Archie show. Trust me.
And this is the ladies. There's three with their synchronized dance moves that are as basic as they get. Like this music, I don't know who would have thought, oh, this is such a cool group. This music is so awesome.
This was, dude, this shit exactly like this. No, this was everything that was on in 1976 on television.
Yeah, I guess so. This is your safe, family-friendly version of what was going on in the music scene in America.
We watched Donnie Marie on the regular. That's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, right. I mean, I missed this. I mean, I wasn't even born in 1976. Yeah, I missed the whole variety show era.
I lived through it. I lived through the variety show wars.
Oh God!
As a child.
Very much peak 70s. Never been. Well, I guess every era has a different take on it. But...
You know, give me the variety show era over anything reality show.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't like stuff like Masked Singer and American Idol and that crap either. But anyway, I don't watch outside of like NFL football.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you got a picture of it. You know, the bass line in this is awesome, and then it cuts to it's the only brother in the band, and he is slapping on that fucking thing. He's clearly the best. He's clearly the best musician in the group. It's
it definitely wasn't this guy. Oh gosh. So I don't know.
That's his O face too.
Yeah, that's
oops, all O faces tonight.
We'll just go back to this one. It's a song. Maybe a bit of
that was Jughead. He's down below.
Okay, so
they're Eiffel Towering Jughead right now.
Oh, God. It does look like a 70s porno. Or it's like a scene from Boogie Nights when Mark Wahlberg first goes to the mansion at the pool party.
How much you lift, Moose? Moose, how much you lift? I can lift a van full of hippies.
Oh, God. Good Lord.
Okay, so
slumber party.
So one of the cartoon cutaways. The cartoon Betty is talking to real Archie, and she says, and this blew my mind. This couldn't have been from the comic. He's like, well, Archie, do you really think man is descended from apes? He's like, I don't know, but Moose sure is, or something like that. I was like,
yeah, that's
oh wow.
I can see that being in the comic.
I was like, yeah, I could see it being one of their Christian comics. You know, while Archie and the gang deny evolution, and you know, like someone would make that joke too, Moose, some pro-evolution guy. Well, look at him; he's clearly descended from an ape. And Moose will say, Moose will turn the other cheek and say something about how he's one of God's children.
Yeah,
and Jesus loves him.
Perfect.
I don't know. I never bought one of those. But because my parents' friends just gave me comics, I had so many of those fucking things.
Well, here's a sneak preview for later.
Oh, I wonder if I had that one or not. I had the one where the kids become missionaries and go to Africa. I remember that one.
Wow. Fun times.
So there's a few skits. They do a Romeo and Juliet thing, whatever. But then we get to the end, and like I fast forwarded right to like, oh wait, the film stock changed. They're shooting outside.
Yeah, it's all in studio except for one location shoot.
Yeah, they do this location shoot where some hippies in a VW bus. They got a flat tire and they don't have a jack, so they get Moose to lift it up for them and fix their tire. And there's some fucking story. They got to go get some records because Veronica's favorite band.
It was Veronica's birthday, and Archie had forgot, and so Betty was being the nice girl and going to get a record for that Archie could give Veronica
of her favorite band. So the hippies say, "Hey, we'll give you a ride." I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to end well."
No, I thought this was like the Manson family.
Exactly, because they look period authentic.
Yeah,
and the others are dressed like Archie characters,
like cartoon characters, comic book characters.
And I still did not recognize this hippie. This hippie is Bill Mooney, of all fucking people.
I will
from Lost in Space and Twilight Zone and a million other things. Yeah, they didn't look like that at the
no
at the time. They're dressing. Okay, that's one of the craziest things. They're hippies. And they're dressed like real hippies. And they are supposedly the hottest rock and roll band in the world.
On the planet. Yeah.
On the planet right now. And their names are Larry and Phil, the amazing hound dog rhythm duo.
Yes.
And this is what they dress like when they play. And that's the big Jughead and them pulled this off so Archie could give this to Veronica for her birthday, and at the end, Archie's got both of them, so he's gonna be getting down with Billy Mooney and God, who does his partner look like? Fucking the son of Sam? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, he's like The fact that these are considered
shrunken Howard Stern.
Sure. I mean, it's the 70s, before MTV. This was okay. You could be a rock star and look like a schlub.
No, you couldn't. No one dressed like this. This is bonkers.
I always think of, they say Christopher Cross. As soon as MTV came along, his career was over because he wasn't video friendly.
He looks like Rhea Perlman. That's who this guy looks like.
Okay, yeah. Close enough.
So then there's everyone's dancing, and all these kids just show up, and suddenly, oh, there's Chuck. There's Chuck. He didn't get a line, but he's definitely the best dancer.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice. It was so subtle. They could have had Chuck for this for sure. It's 1976. What about all the...
She knows how to dance too, Kelly, because in the earlier skit where they're at the slumber party.
Oh, yeah. And they're dancing it's the teenager song, and then the transitions, and it's playing on the record player in the living room. And they're getting down all right.
Okay. Oh, by the way, let's talk a little bit about as we start wrapping things up. We're going a little out of order, but the sexy slumber party storyline where all the girls are having a slumber party, and Veronica especially is in a little see-through black negligee.
Yeah. And there's another girl who's, I believe, unnamed, who's even in a skimpier nightie that Mr. Lodge always has his eye on.
Oh, well, yes. And so the Lodges are going out for the evening, and Mrs. Lodge is basically, he's like, no boys. And Mrs. Lodge is like, it's all right, girls, get yourself some dick. She's all about it. And Veronica says, boys are the last thing on our minds. And I'm looking at all those girls together in those outfits. I was like, me too. Last thing on my mind. I know what's on my mind. I know what's on Big Ethel's mind. And there's a quick shot of Big Ethel. You don't really see her for long.
Really?
You see her from behind a bunch. One quick shot of her. They went for comic accurate. I think she had 2 big fake buck teeth and the weird little bow in her hair. And well, of course, maybe you do see her because Jughead and Ethel engage in dueling gorging at this slumber party.
You're right. Yeah,
they get Jughead to the slumber party because there's free food. I'm going, pizza? No, a turkey. The Lodges have arranged for a turkey and the whole fucking Thanksgiving spread for the slumber party.
Yeah, just for a slumber. Well, they're rich and it's just extravagance.
That's my kind of slumber party.
Turkey dinner, slumber party.
Yeah, but Jughead and Ethel have dueling eating to the dueling banjos theme or a reasonable facsimile thereof.
Yes. Yeah, that was super cheesy, I thought.
And Mr. Lodge comes home drunk, and Jughead's in drag, and he's drunk enough to, to think it's a girl. And Mrs. Lodge knows what's going on. Archie's underneath a bear.
Yeah, a bearskin rug. Yeah,
he's about to roll off onto that bearskin like he's Burt Reynolds with Mrs. Lodge's approval. This shit was wild, Kelly.
Wild. Let's go back to Larry and Phil because I have their amazing hit single from 1976 here.
Hold on, Larry and Phil, the amazing hound dog rhythm duo?
Yep. Number 1 for
Who fucking wrote that? Who wrote that and thought that was funny?
Someone who wasn't hip, that's for sure. They're like a folk duo.
At first, yeah, they're the hottest thing going in 1976. The biggest band in Riverdale.
The reactions of the girls were just pretend it's the Beatles in 1964.
Did Billy Mooney have a musical career? I bet you he did, or he tried.
Maybe. I mean, he looked, he had a good look here.
Oh yeah, here we go. Now here's where Chuck enters stage left. He's down like a motherfucker.
Always need a hand to hold. I think that's the At first, I wasn't sure if this was a real band based on the way they were treated and this super loud crowd reaction. Maybe.
Well, real quick, it says here, as a musician, Moomy performs as a solo artist and occasional guest performer, and formerly as half of the duo Barnes and Barnes before bandmate Robert Hamer died. That was Fish Heads, right? Wasn't that Barnes and Barnes? Fish Heads, roly-poly fish
really?
heads.
Okay.
I think.
Could be.
So that was the 70s, everybody. That's what formed my 6-year-old mind. Was I may not have seen this entire thing, but I saw a lot of stuff just like this all the time. This was the vibe of 1976. The bicentennial.
The bicentennial year. Yeah. And we're not done with these folks, because next time we're going to be looking at the 1978 pilot with the same cast, with only a few tweaks. The house band is gone, replaced by the Archies, essentially. And it's the video quality for this on YouTube.
It's not great, but it's worth it.
It's worse than 1980 Prism Philly Spectrum wrestling show quality. But it's definitely, it's shorter too, so it's not quite the commitment.
And see, and that's crazy too, because that what we just talked about would have been the pilot for a half-hour sitcom. Definitely, there was nothing like that in an hour show on television at the time. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. However, the variety shows were all an hour, so you've got a half an hour long variety show and an hour long sitcom. Things are all messed up in Riverdale, Kelly.
Yeah, well, it was a variety show if you count the music bits.
I don't.
Yeah, it's more than just a sitcom, but of course, an hour is just too much of the same over and over again. I get they were, like I said, they were trying to capture the feel of a comic book with the multiple stories, but you can read an Archie comic in 10 minutes. Watching an hour-long version of that.
Hey, man, I don't know. Some of the Life with Archies, where they have like 2-part adventures, they could take a little longer.
Yeah, a little longer. I do have one panel to share with it. This came up on a comic forum, the Classic Comics forum that I'm a part of, just for a little titillation. And it's from, I believe, around 1976 too. This issue is apparently worth something just because of this page. Betty and Veronica in the showers.
Well, of course.
Veronica, panties here. Pretty risque stuff. But we talked about this on the Imaginary Stories.
Yeah, we talked about the one where Archie and Betty almost fuck. I had that one.
Yeah.
They did two. They did two of them. One where the parents think they fucked, and they didn't. But they had to sleep overnight in a barn because of a storm. And there's one where the whole story is Archie goes over to study and they start making out, and it gets fucking heavy. And then Jughead shows up, and Betty's like, "Whoa, I think you showed up in the nick of time, Jughead." I was like, Jesus Christ, Archie almost just fucked Betty.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have more to talk about next time. Yeah. So
I believe did you pull that clip for me?
Oh, I do have it. I wasn't sure if you wanted to save that for the next one.
No, we're not gonna. We don't need to talk about To Riverdale and Back again. But this is the clip. See, long story short, Jughead is a fucking mess in this, but and his son is a pain in the ass, and he's a single dad, and he figures out that his kid is just shy around girls, just like he is. So he's going to help him out with a song.
Okay, remember this is 1990, folks, and
this is the most 1990 thing you've ever heard in your life.
The respect that rap and hip hop got in the mainstream.
This is MC Forsyth.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, ho! Sugar, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me. Sugar,
it's the isolated honey. should have
You are my candy girl. And you got me rocking you. Break it down with me. When I kiss
And the
you,
kid starts
girl,
rapping.
Never knew how sweet a kiss could
Yeah,
be.
I
And
totally
you lay
thought he
your
was gonna be
ever-loving
like,
stuff
"Dad,
on me.
Break it down.
Yeah, so did I. I thought
I'm gonna make your life so
Mr.
sweet.
Weatherby's while looking on
Shaking that
approvingly.
stuff.
Mr. Weatherby being played by Bosley from Charlie's Angels.
Sugar.
Ah, honey, honey.
You are my candy girl.
And you got me rocking you. Break it down, won't you please?
Sugar.
Ah, honey, honey.
Throwing up the Riverdale gang sign. I'm throwing up the Southside Serpent sign.
And you got me. And you got me. And you got me.
Break it down, won't you please?
Now, is that
It was teamwork, Dad.
Yo, give me 5, my man.
You a fish, okay?
Oh, you were styling too, my man. Oh, did you see that move I busted? Oh, I was grooving. Wasn't I grooving?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
As all the kids are saying in 1990.
That's the best thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was so bad.
Oh,
But I mean, that's par for the course for Archie on in live action media, unfortunately. And yeah, next time we're going back to the 70s, but then we got the cartoon, which will
and to cleanse the musical palette.
Yeah,
I've chosen something from Riverdale.
Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, that one you added to
Yes.
from the musical episode. That was definitely not one of the high points of the series. But
I loved it. I thought the musical, dude. I thought the musical performance was amazing.
Okay.
I loved the Riverdale annual musical episodes were my favorite ones. You know me. I love musicals.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It was an annual thing. Yeah, I've forgotten so much about that show.
They were going to do Hedwig. They did Hedwig and the Angry Inch. This is when they did Heathers.
Heathers. Okay. Well,
And at the end of it, and I think at the end of it, and it's and because they're all theater kids, these actors on that show.
Yeah,
and it's a great big musical number, and it ends, and Midge gets impaled on the fucking screen or something at the end of it by the Black Hood or whoever the murderer was at the time.
The serial killer.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit. We'll talk about a little bit about Riverdale next time, because I do want to go into like who the producers figure. When we have to kill characters, which characters can we kill?
Yeah, for sure. And the cartoons will be a palate cleanse from the live action stuff. So anyway, now shall we get to KKK time?
The KKK took my baby away, and took her away from me. The KKK took my baby away, and took her away from me. Hey! Ho! Hey! Ho!
All right, it's time for another exciting edition of Kelly's Collectible Corner.
Yeah. So I've got a few things. I divided it into two, of course, because we're doing Archie again next time. So I won't blow my whole
Your full Archie load, not like Moose.
No. Yeah, I mean, most of the Archies I have are the like giant best ofs and stuff. A lot of best of stuff. I have a lot of little Archie digests. I don't have a ton of like super cool Archie stuff like I do with some of my other comics, but there are some pretty cool ones in here. This first one is Archie's Canadian Digest, all Canadian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they only did one for whatever reason. I don't know what. This was in 1996 that it came out. I wasn't even aware that it happened. I just stumbled upon it in a Value Village about
Canadian Archie comics kind of better than American Archie comics, much like Canadian teenage soap operas are better than American teenage soap operas.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. So
it's have a Degrassi vibe to it.
They got there's a bunch here. There's a Dan DeCarlo illustrated story even. The prologue is a little Archie strip, but it's not like the classic little Archie. It was done in 1996, I guess.
Oh, wow.
And then they go to Toronto. Of course, Archie's wearing a shirt with a maple leaf on it at one point.
Is he visiting, or is this?
Yeah, they
Archie
just
lived in
visit.
Canada?
I don't think I've ever actually read this whole thing. I've just kind of skimmed through it. It's kind of like the old Life with Archies, where they used to go on trips. You know, Archie, he's got to get the map out and explain where Canada is.
See.
Because most people in the US don't know. Yeah, of course, a lot of cliches. Moose, not the character moose, but the animal moose.
Actual moose.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of wilderness stuff. Yeah, and then like I said, Toronto, Montreal,
Jughead,
Ottawa.
Yeah. Jughead loves Tim Hortons.
He should. And there's the Parliament buildings in Ottawa. But this is kind of like a neat. There's curling. There's curling, of course. Like that's Canada's second.
Hold on, wait, they're going to a boom show? Wow, how'd they get that in that 1996?
Yeah, if they made a new one. Well, I mean, they did.
Hey, they cast Riverdale was at the boom show I ring announced that. So
yes,
go on.
2022.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. The male cast.
Yeah,
Riverdale.
The girls were like, wrestling. That's stupid. As we all know. Yeah, so this is a nice kind of neat little bit of like an odd thing that they put out. At the same time, Sports Illustrated was doing Sports Illustrated Canada, like the Canadian edition.
Was that a thing? I do not remember this being a thing in '96, but
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have got it. It was the Canadian Sports Illustrated was only available in Canada.
Oh, I see. I thought.
Yeah,
okay,
it was like 4 times a year they would have a Canada specific issue with of course something to do with the Canadian.
Is that like those rules about the TV?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know what it was.
Look, if you want, look, listen, fella, if you want to continue to sell these Archie comics and the digests at the grocery stores, you're going to have to send them up to Canada.
Yeah.
Little Canadian content.
I mean, of course, Archie is super popular in Canada, as all American comic books are. But it's strange that this. I'm assuming
hold on.
Is available.
You can have Archie go to Africa and try to proselytize to the natives, but you're not sending them to Canada. Come on.
Well, in Riverdale, the TV show, the state that Riverdale was in bordered Quebec.
Yes,
they did go into Quebec at one point.
Yes, because one of the big with Dallas had oil, didn't Riverdale had maple syrup?
Yes,
that was a big thing.
That's right.
The Blossom family fortune was based on maple syrup.
Yes. And so that's what you share with that part of the United States. So I teased this before. This is my only Archie spire. Wow. I do have the cross and the switchblade.
I had that one too.
Yeah.
I
totally trashed condition.
I quote it. I'm going to cut you, preacher, or something like that. He's like, you could cut me into 1,000 pieces, and every one of those pieces will say, I love you.
Yeah, that's exactly, I believe, the quote. This one is one of the more well-known ones, I believe. Okay. Archie's love scene. Al Hartley was the artist. He was an Archie artist for many years before the Spire thing started. But in real life, he was a very religious man. So he was responsible for this whole deal coming about.
They were so weird. I remember the first time I read one as a kid, I don't remember specifically, but I remember being very disappointed. I mean, just I thought this was an Archie comic. And then I'm like, what is this? And I was going to Sunday school at the time. And I'm like, I don't want this shit in my comic books.
I remember the only place I ever came across them was at a dentist's office, in a dentist's office, or maybe even in the clinic or something. But I never saw them in the way he drew Archie was just soulless, like soulless eyes.
Yeah,
like a shark's eyes.
His eyes, Christian Archie's eyes are dull and gray, like a doll's eyes. I didn't like the art in them. I thought it was very simplistic. And I kind of, even as a little kid, I knew what this was. Like, they're using Archie to teach Jesus.
Yeah.
And the thing was, I got a lot of those other Spire books too. Because like I said, my childhood was like what you're doing now with the auctioneering business and us living at flea markets and garage sales. So these were all free. They were floating around. I had them all. I liked the stuff like Crossing the Switchblade. I had the Johnny Cash one. Hello, my name is Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Well, the back cover here has a selection of these.
Oh, I can tell you how many of those I had, man.
Did you have Hansi, the girl who?
I did not have Hansi, the girl with the Nazis. I always wanted that one.
That was like the most valuable one.
I had the cop one about the cop who's a good guy who takes in people and like takes in a drug addict, takes in a hooker, and helps
Tom
him with
Landry.
Jesus.
There was a Tom Landry.
I didn't have the Tom Landry one, but the cop. And then the cop dies.
Another reason to hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, the cop dies at the end of it too. And I remember it affecting me.
Yeah,
Crossing the Switchblade, that was a big deal because that was also a book and a movie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots. I mean, there's some people I know on the Classic Comics forum that are collecting all of these, and I think have like the full set.
Yeah.
It took them years.
I was just disappointed that it was Archie. I'm like, I'll read Christian comic books. I'll read any kind of comic book, but I'm like, even in my little head, I'm like, well, Archie was never really established. Why is he acting like this? You know, why is he never Christian anywhere else? I was like,
just the way. Look at Veronica in this. The way her face.
Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, she looks. Oh.
That's after she's had like her come to Jesus moment or whatever.
Yeah.
True Christianity is a love affair with life. It says.
That's Michelle McCool's slogan, wasn't that?
Oh, sure.
Okay. No, I remember. I've told about this. Yeah, there you go.
Betty too.
I remember this. I had this book. This you'd call it a trade paperback. I guess it was paperback, but I got it in the early '80s, and it was like amazing Archie collection. But it also had a lot of writing in it about Archie, like in between the stories, like this is this, and how little Archie came about, and it had the very first Archie story. It kind of went through the years a little. And it was a retrospective of Archie. And so they included one of the Spire stories. See, this is the history of this character, sort of a thing. And it's the one where Archie and Betty like leave at school, and they got their friend who's like partying with the druggy hippie guy, and calls them squares. They get into a car accident, of course, and they're all fucked up on the road, and Betty and Archie come over, and Betty's holding there and like I'm with you and Jesus is with you, and like converts them in the middle of this car accident.
It's all very heavy-handed stuff. And lastly, this is one of my favorites.
Of course.
Yeah, this is the newspaper strips. So like that Dick Tracy one, same publisher.
How long did the Archie newspaper strip go on?
It went on, I think, well into the 90s.
Really, no newspaper I ever experienced in my childhood had Archie comic strips.
The Calgary papers, Calgary Herald specifically, I believe, had it for sure. It started in 1946. So this collects 46 through 48. It's really like the art. Bob Montana is the artist. He was the original.
He's great.
Yeah, original Archie artist, and it looks so good in black and white, like the original strips. Yeah, really great stuff. So IDW started putting these out. They put out this one. They put out one with a bunch of Sunday comics from the same era. Then for whatever reason, they skipped the 1950s entirely and did 2 volumes of the 1960s. And then that's it. So I'm assuming they weren't selling too well. I got this in Calgary last year at that comic book store that closed down, my favorite when I was living there, Another Dimension. I got there just a couple of days before it closed, and they had a sale on stuff. So I got this at a discounted price. It's hard to find. Like, you can't get it really in the wild. It came out in 2012, I believe. And it's very expensive online, especially like I want to get the 60s ones, and they're super, super expensive. But yeah, it's like I've only read very little of the newspaper strip from this time, but it's done better than the comic book, I would say.
I would imagine they're telling longer stories, being how newspapers.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
They're
continuity.
they're not all one gags, right? There's like
Exactly.
storylines.
Plus, there was a higher, like you had to have a higher quality for the newspaper strips than
Yeah.
the comic book. So yeah, they're
And
definitely
not just comic book, even like say live action, going to like say the Mickey Mouse comic strip,
Oh yeah, yeah,
which
that
was
stuff
amazing.
great.
And
Yeah,
yeah, the Mickey Mouse comic strip, which is this amazing cross between Mickey Mouse and Terry and the Pirates,
yeah,
and every cartoon was just bland.
exactly. Yeah, those I've only barely skimmed the surface on the Mickeys. But
I'm really
so
reaching
good.
out. See, when I'm trying to have some of our listeners or watchers who to make them understand my point about Mickey Mouse. Everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say Terry and the Pirates, right?
Yeah, when was the last time that was published? But that's something I've been going through too. Scans, though, I don't really have much of the original or any of the published ones, but it was a great strip too. I mean, we could talk forever about the newspaper strips. Before I forget, I've been trying to wear shirts that were appropriate and tied in.
Okay, I was kind of wondering what the Rolling Stone shirts has to do
Well,
with
I
Archie.
mean, this was the closest I had to we're talking about the 1976 pilot, so I thought this was like a good
I see.
70s
Well, I'm
shirt.
wearing, well, if that's a stretch. You know what? So
It is a stretch, but
here's the thing: if that's a stretch, then my Superman shirt
there you go.
works
Sure.
because they were both comic book characters,
Mhm.
and the Archies were also superheroes during the 60s superhero craze.
Yeah, we'll be
Which
talking
I'm
about
shocked
that next time.
Right, but I'm shocked that there's also, maybe there were, and I didn't know that they didn't say, "Hey, let's make a cartoon of that."
No, they didn't. That was a missed opportunity.
Pure
And I do have
heart.
an Archie button on.
Oh,
Do
cool.
you see it? Yeah, I got this quite a few years ago in Vancouver at a thrift store. They took
I'm
the
wearing-
actual panels and made
Yeah.
them into buttons.
I'm not going to show it, but I'm wearing a Jughead hat-shaped cock ring right now.
I was thinking I was going to share this with my fellows at the Classic Comics Forum, but now I don't know. I don't think it's PG enough.
But
for
I'm
them.
not I'm not whipping it out. Come on.
True. Okay, so let's get to the letters and call it a night.
Oh Christ! I'm not trying to talk for clapping. I'm trying to talk for you guys. You better start thinking. It's getting to be goddamn ridiculous.
So as per Johnny's
I love
request-
that you knew exactly where to cut that off.
Yeah, well,
No,
'cause
I
was
knew.
thinking,
I
how
love
would
that
it
you knew
fit?
exactly where to cut that off.
Yeah, and it blends in with the clapping in the first clip, and so it all works. And of
It's
course,
getting
that's
to be
because
goddamn ridiculous.
our biggest fan and our only letter writer is Duke.
The Duke himself.
Yeah, and that was the Duke at where was it? Was it USC?
It's USC. It goes on for a bit. The clip's out there. Yeah, he's speaking to USC. He's drunk as shit.
Yeah, obviously.
Recently there was campus unrest.
Yeah,
and that's what he's talking about. And he's like, to go into the boss man's office, what you call it, Dean Bossman, and smear excrement on the pictures of his family. It's getting to be goddamn ridiculous.
and of course that was his alma mater. He went to USC.
Yeah, he's like, when I
on
was
the
here,
football
that's
team.
when I was going here, if there was an organization to do something, my God, we would have kicked the goddamn. I don't know. Somebody's got to do something. I don't know. It's one of the great bloopers of all time, and that's for you, Duke.
Yeah, because you told me about that last time. I was looking for it on YouTube by putting in John Wayne USC, this and that, and I couldn't find it. But you
Drunk John Wayne is the first thing that comes up.
basically that's how you find it. Just quickly before we get to the letters, Night Force was
That's it. Night
the
Force
series by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan. another thing that my friends at the Classic Comics Forum wouldn't get on me for missing that. I'd be shunned.
Oh shit, we wouldn't want that shit. God, we're pissing these guys off.
Oh yeah, their
All right,
standards.
guys.
Their standards are high. It's like the PWO of.
Dude, don't insult these fine people. You're comparing it to those fucking nerds.
It's very similar. There's a lot. Anyway, I'll maybe talk to you.
Is there a guy from France who pops in every now and then just to be an asshole?
But there is someone from Quebec who I think maybe I don't know if it wouldn't be fair to compare him to LP. Anyway, so Duke again left comments on YouTube and on PWO. A short, very succinct comment on YouTube.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. No, I have no idea who some random character actor in the Hulk season 4 finale is. Now he's referring to this man on the left. And it wasn't actually the season 4 finale. The season 4 finale was the one we talked about with the fashion show. This one, I have no idea what season or episode.
Get your shit together, Duke. Come on.
Yeah, come on. This man, we are still not sure who he is. I mean, we could do a cursory search. It'd probably be on IMDb if you knew the episode.
I think it's better left unsaid.
I
This could
think
be a mystery. This could be
he
something
could
we
be
can figure out.
anybody. Yeah, it's better. I think it is. You're exactly right. It's better if we don't know. But I'll leave the picture up here just in case because
it's fucking hilarious.
Because it's hilarious, and then maybe it'll jog a memory or something. Now on PWO,
I love he's looking at the Hulk and he's thinking, "What the fuck is that?" And even his thought is green.
I know it had to be green. This guy too. If anyone knows this, the other dude that's in vain trying to hold the Hulk back. I'd love to know, but specifically this.
He's wondering who that guy is too.
So on PWO, Duke left a lengthy post, and I'll read the whole thing.
All right.
So, here we go. Hi. I just want to encourage anybody else who has an interest in Hulk or Green Lantern to give this episode a listen. Johnny and Kelly are great hosts, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you very much, Duke. That means a lot.
Thanks, man.
Those showcase books of DC's were great. I remember reading the one that covered Silver Age Green Arrow when he had the goofy trick arrows and such. Then all of a sudden at the end, it jumped to the Neil Adams redesigned Green Arrow from, I think, Brave and the Bold in the late 60s. And it's a complete tonal shift. Yes, definitely. Yeah, if you're reading it that way, it would be very jarring to go from one to the next.
He dropped acid and then it all changed for him.
Yes, I think that was maybe, I don't know if it's ever been said in like a later, it should have been. I think that the Green Arrow backup stories were canceled for a while until the redesign. So in real time, yeah, like I was saying, the 60s, the goatee.
One of the merry pranksters. He was on Kesey's bus.
Yes.
He was funding everything for Kesey because he's rich.
That would make sense. Appeared years afterwards, so it didn't seem like such an abrupt change. It's made me realize that it wasn't a sudden leaping transition from Silver to Bronze Age comics, but more of a slow, gradual morphing. Yeah, that's true. I think in the Justice League of America, though, he was the original style Green Arrow, one issue, and then the next issue he was goateed Green Arrow, and it was quite a quick transition. But I could be wrong. I never saw the GL cartoon. With the Hulk cartoon reruns I watched in the 90s was the same show that had Captain America, that Kelly sang the song to. I think actually that was Johnny that sang the song. Credit.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm only the guy who actually sings.
Yes, I sing sometimes, but no, Johnny is the natural.
Look, dinner theater experience. Yeah.
Yes,
I was paid with one Coors Light every night. However, it's still kind of professional.
I remember the lyrics, "Ain't he unglamorous?"
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for back. I always thought it was that. You thought it was that, and now Duke thinks it's that. I think that's what it means.
Mystery solved.
Mystery. Take down the question mark.
No. This one is
the one over my head.
Oh, okay. The Hulk show may look and sound campy now, but as a child, I took it all seriously and thought Hulk was terrifying. I'm not sure. Oh, wait, I skipped a paragraph. I saw the first episode of the Hulk series in the 80s. We had it on videotape, so we either taped it off TV or it was at the local rental store, and we rented and copied the tape. Oh,
there you go.
Tisk tisk. We had both VHS and Betamax. I had a friend whose dad had like literally hundreds of copied, and he was a cop, a former cop.
Of course.
He had a library of alphabetical, organized, copied VHS tapes in the basement. We had both VHS and Betamax, so I think my dad hooked them together. Yeah, that's how you did it. So we'd rent one format and make a copy in the other.
Oh, Dad's doing some complicated shit.
And then I said this already, the Hulk show made him terrified. It did for me too. The changing part always scared the shit out of me. That was just too intense for 5-year-old Kelly, or even younger probably. And then lastly, hearing you guys talk about the Hulk show made me look to see if it was available on any of the streaming services I've subscribed to. It's not, but there are 2 made-for-TV movies on Amazon Prime Video in Canada that I will need to check out. I think The Hulk Returns and Trial of the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
The Hulk series may not be there, but I see Bionic Woman is on Prime Video. So I may be watching that show too. I feel like I remember seeing reruns of that show as a kid in the 80s and thinking it was cool. Yeah. So I didn't check Amazon if they have the Hulk TV movies. There was also the last one, The Death of the Hulk.
Death of the Hulk, yeah.
Yeah. So there was one, I think it was one a year, like 88, 89, and 90. I remember being
curiously interested because like, they're doing other superheroes. I wonder what that looks like. And then instantly going, this is terrible.
Yeah. Like with the Archie to Riverdale and back, I did watch I watched the Thor and the Daredevil one the night they aired.
Wow.
At least
that's the age difference. I was 20.
Yeah. I was well over, so 11, 12.
But also what's crazy is when I was 20, I was single and I was living by myself and I watched a lot of just whatever the fuck was on TV. So it's kind of shocking that I didn't actually sit through and watch those.
That was another one. I can remember as a kid on Friday, the newspaper, the Calgary Herald that's when the TV guide section would be in the paper.
I bought the TV guide every Monday.
Yeah, it was the insert that came with the Friday paper. It wasn't TV guide.
No. I was working for a living at the time, Kelly. I used to treat myself on Mondays. Here's the life of a lonely man, and Monday was a big day for me. I get home, I would leave on my way home from work. I'd swing by the Wawa, which had the deli. I get the egg potato salad, and I get everything to make tuna fish sandwiches and the TV guide. And I make tuna fish sandwiches and have this great potato salad. And I'd go through the TV guide and see what I wanted to fucking watch. And then I'd do the easiest crossword puzzle in the world, the TV guide crossword puzzle, and feel real smart about it. And then watch something. And that was my evening. Before I met my wife, that was my Monday night tradition. Not raw, that.
Yeah, well, not too bad. The sandwiches, that sounds good.
Yeah.
In Calgary and probably in a lot of papers in Canada, the Friday paper always had the week ahead TV listings, and they still do go through them. Yeah, but it was a little magazine insert that came out, and then I would go through it every day by day to see what was coming up, because back then that's how you knew what was coming. I mean, yeah, there would be advertisements on TV and stuff, but I would study them, and that's probably how I knew these shows were coming on. And then
that's how I used to find wrestling when I was 15.
Yeah, that I would do that. That's how I would know there was Saturday night's main events coming up. Was that they'd be listed in the TV guide. I would check is this Saturday going to be a Saturday night's main event? Because as a kid, I didn't understand that it was only occasionally when SNL was on reruns or whatever. So I'd always have to check. But yeah, so I knew the Thor one. That was the first one. The Return of the Hulk had a Thor, but it was a total not comic accurate Thor.
Yeah, I remember. I remember turning on. and I saw the Thor, and I was like, "Fuck this!"
It was like mute. I don't even think he could speak.
I don't know. I can't remember what the fuck it was.
He
but
definitely wasn't the eloquent, loquacious
no,
of the comic books.
It was all different. And the Daredevil just wore a black suit.
Yeah, I think just like a bandana covering his eyes is what I remember.
Yeah.
And he's a lawyer because the second one is the trial.
The trial of the Incredible Hulk,
and he's Bruce Banner's lawyer, the Hulk's lawyer. And I think the Kingpin, there was a Kingpin character, but it was like
there was. I didn't watch
it. You like just a regular looking dude. Yeah, and then I don't really remember the death of the Hulk other than he died.
What was he on trial for? The most ridiculous wig. Look at that thing.
Anyway, yeah. So again, thanks, Duke. We love you.
Thanks, Duke. You're the man.
Yeah, you're keeping us going. Keep watching.
This is your segment, bud. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, buddy. Okay, this show does not have exactly a huge viewership, but
maybe
got
3.
I was looking
One
at the
hand.
views.
Okay, the views, yes.
Views on YouTube.
Verified views, maybe 3 or 4.
We're in the teens. Teens. Here's the thing. That's more people than are reading PWO at this time.
That's very true. Very true.
Especially the comics section. You keep pumping them out, buddy, and Kelly will keep reading them. And because there's nothing we like better than both a recurring bit and you, because you're a good guy.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
So you thought I was gonna be fucking mean at the end of there, but no.
So, anything else, Johnny, before we go?
No, I think that was great, man. We're hitting 2 hours exactly. I think that's our that's time to go. Super fun. Love talking. Love doing the show. It's seriously 13 of you. We love you. Thanks. We're doing this. We're doing this just for us, and if anyone else is enjoying it, that makes it all the sweeter.
Yeah. So next time, more Archie, more 70s Archie.
You think you got enough Archie already, motherfucker? We're gonna Archie the fuck out of you.
Yeah. On Fantasy Masterpieces. Sounded like Fran was alive, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
What is that thing called?
Oh yeah, the thing that everyone thought was him playing guitar.
Yeah,
guitar talk.
All the wow.
I was in my 20s when someone pointed out to me that wasn't him actually playing. I thought he made his guitar do that. Oh. I thought he had some weird thing hooked up to his guitar. I didn't realize it was something hooked up to his microphone.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Fuck you,